In a time of great change, when the initial momentum has worn off and we're not quite at our goal or maybe not even close, what do we do in that midway point? How do we keep ourselves going? What's our inspiration? What's our fuel? Those are exactly the kinds of questions we might be asking ourselves today, because the sun forms a challenging angle with Jupiter, which means that as we reach for our goals, our dreams, our ideals, there are these points where it's kind of like, where am I going and what am I doing? The moon is in empathetic Pisces today, which means that our emotions are going to have kind of an idealistic tone to them. We're going to be thinking about fairy tale endings, whether or not those are even realistic. And we might have heavy, deep, wise, multi-lifetime emotions that cause us to maybe want to self-isolate a little bit. Then the other thing too, like I was saying, is that the sun and Jupiter are making kind of a funky little challenge today. So the sun represents our sense of self. It represents character development, who we are, and how we try and shine, shine like the sun. So the sun's been in Scorpio right now, it still is, and Jupiter is in Gemini. Sorry, I had to censor this card a little bit. With Jupiter in Gemini, there's that whole energy of fake it till you make it. In this oracle deck, they call it bluff, and it's kind of like wearing that mask or acting that part, because we know before we get to our ideal finish line or goal, there is that part where we just kind of have to fake it till you make it, but there's endurance required. And so this challenging planetary relationship today illustrates that, sometimes it's going to be hard. Sometimes you're going to be like, I don't want to do the workout. I don't want to do the therapy. I don't want to do the whatever it is that ultimately will help you feel better. And that's the thing, we got to keep rolling. We got to keep pushing. We got to be the change that we wish to see, even before we see the end results. We have to trust that they're coming, and we have to trust that it's not all for nothing. The way that we manifest comfort, trust, and abundance in our lives is often represented by the planet Venus. And you see, Venus has been in really hopeful and positive Sagittarius for the last little bit, but this afternoon it moves into much more serious and practical Capricorn. But, Venus brings sweetness to all that it touches. It is a planet of a bit of luck, a bit of abundance, a bit of a soft landing. And with Venus in Capricorn, there's going to be a focus on either the pleasure or the immediate gratification or the benefit of putting energy into duty, responsibilities, routines, the things that we know are going to pay off. Sometimes matters of the heart, as Venus often represents, like in relationships or, following your life goals. Sometimes those things feel complicated because there's no instruction manual. There's no guaranteed outcome, right? But when we put energy into work, we get money. When we put energy into housework, we get a clean place. So focusing on the practical, focusing on the things where it feels straightforward, I'm going to feel that endorphin or dopamine rush at the end. I'm going to be proud of myself for checking something off the to-do list, or you know what I mean? That's really where Venus is going to inspire us for the next couple of weeks. And sometimes it's good to just kind of chop wood and carry water and get those basic things done. As a Virgo, I channel my stress by cleaning my house or working in my garden. And ultimately, those things have such a double benefit, because not only did I get that emotional energy out with physical activity, but I also have something beautiful to look at afterwards. So that's what earth signs offer. That's what Venus in Capricorn is going to offer. So even if you feel like you're far away from your goals, keep going. Keep going. It's going to be worth it. Today's card is the Page of Pentacles, and this represents a concept of a goal. They're flipping a coin, they're looking at a map, there's diverging roads and a question of which way to go. Sometimes in conceptual form, or at the very beginning of a project or a whatever it is we're doing. In the beginning, it feels like we can't even imagine the end result. But as long as we pick a direction, as long as we do something, as long as we do something in the third dimension to follow through and bring that idea into reality, it'll happen. So flip a coin, and if you have a hard time deciding, I heard a funny thing, if you have a hard time deciding between two things, just flip a coin, and when you see the result, you're either going to be happy or not. And that was your answer. All right, well, thanks for being here. I'm Erin, I'm Queen Bee Tarot. I hope you have an amazing day today, and I will see you tomorrow.